I wanted to just show you here my thought process on how I'm gonna put the electrical. I'm gonna have a lot of the blue tools being here on the wall. I'm gonna have the main inverter be on this side here. I'm gonna have the cable that goes all the way to the alternator running under the car. And I believe that this is the perfect side to put all the fuses, both for 115 and for the 20 volt. Probably gonna leave this point here open, like put no panels, just put the insulation and run all the cables under it so that they can come here and I can send them all around. The good thing is, once here it's closed, I'm gonna have one compartment to access that from here, and I can still access, because we're gonna have one panel here, I can still access from under the garage and just check around. So I have 2 points of access, a lot of space, and I can still access everything. It gives me the chance to use this space for something, and it gives me a chance to access a lot of cables that run around all this whole thing and go around the whole thing. So I think this will be the solution, the best solution to use up the space and recycle the material. I did not film doing this, however, I already started with the work. Since we decided to put the fuses for 12 volt there, I'm running all the cables there. What do we have? First of all, I'm gonna have two 12 volt light systems, and they're all paired in line. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Power will go in, and then all the way back without connecting directly to the lights to ground, while the red wire will go to the switch, which will be here. I'm gonna extend it here, and then to the fuse box. Same thing, run one wire from here to here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this will be also the shower light. I'm gonna have it all together in one. I know, not super convenient, but I don't want to use too much cable, and I think it will still be okay. So we have plenty of light. We got 10 lights here, which is plenty. I was thinking about doing a lot of LEDs and stuff, but no, let's keep it simple. Let's make it easy to maintain, to sustain, and not too many circuits. So that's number one. Number two, we got one line going to the heater, one line going to the water heater, and the water heater will have a switch going here, so the line will go up and then to the water heater. We got one line going to the pump, and then I'm gonna throw another line here for the switch to the pump, which we're gonna have here. So if you're using the sink or you want to shower, you turn on the pump and everything goes. And I want to put a couple of USB chargers around so you can charge it anywhere. With that said, not a lot of systems. We have the big line going there to the battery for the charging. I gotta build the entire electrical system, but now we're running the basics. That's pretty much it. Now guys, you remember the old panels that we used in the past? Guess what? I'm working on the shower, and I thought, the shower, I could reuse the same panels. It's thick enough to be strong, but it's thin enough to be flexible and adhere to the wall. We're gonna have a pretty big shower, and I think it will pretty much the size of the panel here. I will take the proper measurements in a second. Fact is this, I can use the same panel, and then I just bought a plastic panel to put on top that is waterproof, that I can repaint, so that I have the sturdiness of this for the shower, the waterproofing of the panel on top, on which I will have to do the seams with the silicone, and I can already start building the frame of the shower, which is pretty big if you look at it. I'm kind of happy with this. Probably gonna be a little bit higher, so I'm gonna be a little bit hunched. I'm a tall guy, but for the average person, technically quite perfect. So let me just check here measurements and everything. The shower is 32 inches. We'll see how big this is. The interesting thing of building the van is you start planning it, and as stuff comes into place, sizes of the wood and everything changes a little bit. One of the things I did not expect to change was the actual design and the material I wanted to use. As you can see, we recycled the original panel to do the framing for the shower, because we're gonna put the waterproofing and the beautification panels on top of this. That is just structural, and it's doing an awesome job in following the shape. On this side here, I had a couple of changes of idea, because I thought I would just go with a beautiful panel that I would paint and that would sit. However, I just thought about the fact that if I'm gonna have the kitchen cabinets and the top cabinets here going all the way to the shower to have as much space, usable space I can, and I'm gonna put some backsplash here, honestly, there will be no exposed panel on this side here. Technically speaking, I could use the same panel that used to be here, just cut around this piece here, so I can have a good access all the frame and stuff of the water heater, and technically just cover it with the peel and stick backsplash panels, which looks beautiful. It will cover everything anyway. I can go from the countertop all the way to the cabinets. It is tall backsplash, however, it will help me cover all of the original panel, first of all. Secondly, it will be a waste of good wood, of let's say beautiful wood, as it will be covered anyway. I wanted to put a backsplash anyway, put a little bit of some kind of green on this backsplash here between the brown and the white color, so just to get a little bit of a beautiful backsplash, something a little bit different. So why not just recycle the same wood? I could just go on here, put the aluminum foil, get all the way to here, and then at the end of the backsplash, where the backsplash starts, here I'm gonna have the only beautiful panel that I can paint. But all of this can just be a not as pretty looking panel that will be covered anyway. So I guess I'm gonna go with that. Saves me a lot of money, saves me a lot of effort, and saves a lot of good wood that could be used somewhere else, honestly. So we're done with most of the shower framing, and now we finish here with some of the bed framing, and that's it for today.